Namaskaram. We have Ms. Kirtana from Coimbatore who has just joined HLS for the upcoming attempt in September 2025. So this is a first conversation which we are having on. So we always start with way to start. So how to study is one aspect, but from way to study is far more fundamental than how to study. First you decide the sources, then you go on. Now these are the set of books you have gotten. So I'll tell you how to refine your books with the objective. It will be easy to decide. So number one fine day you have to attempt this paper. This is an actual paper of the previous attempt. So when you have to attempt a paper like this, you need some level of knowledge and some level of application. So here, final level application is as important as knowledge. So for knowledge, any book is fine. Like all these books are extremely helpful for knowledge. But application will come only with question practice. But without adequate knowledge, if you practice questions, it is difficult. So that is the reason why there is only one book which has both knowledge and application. Because rest of the question banks or rest of the author books, you have to focus on two books. One book is concept book and the other book is question bank. That's how it is. But this is one book which is good enough for knowledge, application, MCQs, everything. So for AFM, I would undoubtedly recommend this book over anything else. Again, while you're preparing, it is practically convenient to stick to some short notes and other popular faculty material. But if you have the ability to go through this is very well recommended because it gives you a depth which other books cannot offer. So starting with AFM, this is one thing which I'll recommend. Now coming to audit I'm recommending this for a very different reason. So it's because AFM is only one single simple book. For audit, if you see the question paper in audit, most of the questions are scenario based. Like the question is only one sentence, but it comes with half a paragraph or one page. The reason is it comes with a very, very practical scenario. You're expected to share your opinion as a chartered accountant. So this is extremely practical. I would say this is far more practical than AFM. So for you to write something practical, you need to know the length, breadth, and depth of the topic. That can only be given through this. Initially, it looks like how can I revise three books? The point is, the more you revise, the more you understand, the less you need to remember. So for understanding, this works. Again, these are the books which are extremely helpful when you have 3 months. Let's say when I have only 3 days. For example, somebody asking me, what should I do audit or do for audit in the upcoming attempt, which is another 3 to 4 days. If that is a question, I would immediately switch to two things. One is the index. So you have to map the whole index. If you have only 3 days, spend 3 to 4 hours in quickly mapping the entire index, which will give you the width. And then move to question solving from the model test. So if you have only 3 days, this is what you do. When you have 3 months, this is what you do. Having said that, this is for knowledge building and application also it works. Along with that, once in a while, at least every 2-3 days, you have to solve one question paper. This one book is enough. So you need, even if you don't want to write in exam format, look at the questions, write answers, process the question, check the answers. That's it. So this will continuously help you to apply what you're reading here. Because when you read the subject, and then when you check the questions at the back of the chapter, that point of time you'll be comfortable. But here, when you attempt different questions, you'll know the gaps. Then it will go back and fix them. So I would recommend only this for this and only this for this. For both of this, it makes sense for you to write short notes. I've written some short notes earlier. So the advantage of handwritten notes is, see, you can always buy faculty notes, but you are not written it. So what makes it valuable is your notes. That creates expertise. It's an art to make notes and it gets stored in your mind. So one handwritten notes is extremely important. This I'm adding on. Apart from that, if you're looking at case scenario booklet, even without this, you can stick to that. But something like case scenarios will help you increase the precision of what you write. This is helpful for your descriptive questions also. So for audit, I will recommend this. Even if you remove both of this is enough. Okay, this is what I recommend. For AFM, more than enough. You can add your notebook to this. Now coming to FR. Now FR, it's extremely voluminous, but the question paper of FR is format driven. So ICAI has given your skill checklist. I think it should be here. Yeah. So what are the various types of skills you're required to pick up for each and every subject? But financial reporting, definitely ICAI books are recommended. But even otherwise, any one popular author's question bank and concept book. These are enough. Okay, so FR is one subject which you can substitute the question bank. Again, that is not my first preference. I would stick to ICAI ideally, but you can feel free to substitute the question bank. But the output of this is you have to convert all of the important standards into single page summaries. And you should also focus on creating templates for longer answers. For example, CFS, business combination, finance instruments, some topics. You have to create templates without numbers. So when you see a question from that, the template, like a cost sheet template, you should create templates. So that will significantly help you to practice FR. And over and above this, I'll share you some additional hacks in terms of how can you write short notes, how can you use mind maps and all of that. But these are the books which are available. I'm not bringing what we do here. I'm just telling you within the available books, this would be my recommendation. And most importantly, whether you have 3 days or 3 months, you should always get started with your index mapping. So once you summarize everything into 3 to 4 words, so you'll know where is what. So this is helpful for the bridge part. Okay, so this is enough for you to clear as a source. Now, what makes the biggest difference is not from where you study. From how you study is more important than where you study. Even if you go wrong here, it's totally fine as long as the how you study is covered. Okay, this is a quick intro of how you have to get started. We'll keep sharing this as your journey progresses. Today is just day 0. Now, regarding this, what questions do you have?
Um, so basically, first thing I have got clarity now because you are saying whatever I referred was okay. So I have got confidence on thing. And questions in the sense for FR and as I said earlier, certain topics I'm not confident. Sir. You will give revision for that as well now. Sir. That's one question.
Simple. See, okay. The reason why we are doing this contextually is a lot of students, when they are preparing for the next attempt, they know that they're not well prepared. They don't know what to do. The first thing is book removal or book simplification. The whole objective of this is single source. It makes sense to read one bad book thrice than reading 3 good books once in terms of your memory. For general application of for general skill building, it's different. But when there is an exam, this is the rule: one average book thrice, then 3 good books 3 times. For exams like this, if you're writing UPSC essay, then my answer would be exact opposite. So it depends on the nature of the exam. This is sorted. Second, there should not be any FOMO. Once you pick up something, there will be something which is left out. Let's say you can only play with one bat at a time, no matter how good cricketer you are. Just because you have access to 3 bats, you go and walk to the crease with 3 bats, right? This is the nature of it. This is out. Now the next question is, let's say you don't know some topics in this. For example, in AFM, what is one chapter which you don't know clearly?
IRR. IRR Forex.
Forex. So if you don't know that, invest 6 hours freely since you have time. So if you don't know, invest 6 hours on the same source first before you start checking everything. In the 6 hours, 60 to 70% of the problem is solved with just attention. Nobody needs to do anything. After you do this, still some doubts will be left out. That is when somebody can solve it. See, this is something which will work for anyone. Here, the advantage is that you'll have short notes, you'll have mentors working with you one to one. That is all there. But even if somebody who's watching it externally, this is one hack which will definitely work, where you can pay extra attention onto a particular topic and then you'll be sorted. So that is about the pending chapters. Anything else?
Nothing.
Okay. Now coming to this model test paper, whether it's from ICAI or other, every 2 3 days you have to test how it is working, because it not only testing also helps you to learn. So even if you are not able to answer, you'll know what is the focus area of the question in that chapter when you read 3 to 4 questions on the question paper. This is very different and important. So always use general papers, not just chapter specific questions. So a combination of this. So this will get you to 60 plus. This can get you to 45 plus, and this set will get you to 55 plus easily. So this will cover all the bases. Okay. So welcome to HLS once again, and our journey starts, and we'll keep sharing your progress.
Thank you, sir.